Near the deep ocean floor, a small octopus drifts forward on fins shaped like rounded ears. Below it lies mud, scattered stones, and food separated by long stretches of darkness. The animal belongs to a group commonly called Dumbo Octopuses, within the genus Grimpoteuthis. Its gentle appearance hides a precise challenge, surviving cold, pressure, scarcity, and permanent night. Unlike familiar shallow octopuses, it does not depend mainly on rapid jet propulsion or rocky dens. Paired fins and webbed arms let it move slowly while preserving limited energy. Its body is soft, gelatinous, and supported by surrounding water under immense pressure. The mystery is solved not by one dramatic defense, but by coordinated anatomical and behavioral economies. Every movement must justify its cost, because scattered prey may not replace energy quickly. Every reproductive decision must also work where mates and suitable seafloor can be widely separated. Footage shows animals hovering just above bottom sediments, sometimes changing direction with subtle fin strokes. Specimens reveal internal adaptations, while cameras reveal brief actions under artificial light. If you descend with the evidence, depth remains the spine-connecting form, behavior, and consequence. The investigation follows that descent from mobile fins to feeding arms and slow reproductive strategy. The opening animal survives because its entire design matches the sparse landscape beneath it. Grimpoteuthis species are cirrate octopuses, named for fleshy cirri arranged along their arms. Their arms are joined by a broad web, creating an umbrella-like surface beneath the body. Small suckers run along the arms, but these octopuses lack the powerful grasping equipment of many shallow relatives. An internal cartilaginous shell supports the paired fins without forming a rigid external structure. At bathyal and abyssal depths, sunlight has vanished and water temperature is generally low. Pressure increases by roughly 1 atmosphere for every 10 meters of descent. Their cellular chemistry and flexible tissues function under pressure that would disrupt many shallow water organisms. Specific molecular adaptations vary among deep animals, and complete mechanisms in every Grimpoteuthis species remain under study. Low temperature slows biochemical rates, reducing energy demand while also limiting growth and activity. Near neutral buoyancy reduces the effort required to remain above the sediment. The fins beat rhythmically for efficient cruising and precise station-keeping. Web expansion can add lift, braking, or maneuvering when the animal changes direction. Jet propulsion remains possible, but routine fin swimming avoids repeated forceful mantle contractions. A gentle fin cue corrects sinking. The body rises and delicate arms avoid dragging across sediment. This action protects feeding surfaces while maintaining a useful view of the bottom. The animal's eyes can register limited light, but some visual structures are reduced compared with shallow octopuses. Touch and chemical cues are likely important when locating prey in darkness. Documented prey include small crustaceans, worms, and other benthic invertebrates that can be swallowed whole. Rather than tearing large prey with a strong beak, Dumbo octopuses often engulf small animals. Their radula is reduced or absent in cirrate octopuses, fitting a diet of manageable prey. The cirri may help sense, handle, or direct food, although exact roles remain incompletely resolved. These verified features define a low-speed hunter closely tied to the seafloor. The central test is how it finds enough prey without spending more energy than a meal provides. An octopus can hover above mud while its arm web forms a broad sensory and capture surface. A moving amphipod may provide a tactile or visual cue, prompting a controlled descent. Arms surround the target, the web closes, and the small prey moves toward the mouth. Swallowing prey whole shortens handling time and avoids costly mechanical processing. This cue-action adaptation consequence sequence fits observations and known anatomy, though complete wild hunts remain rarely filmed. Another strategy is benthic cruising, with fins carrying the animal just above likely prey habitat. Slow movement expands the searched area while minimizing turbulence that might warn sensitive invertebrates. When the bottom rises, fin angle and web posture change, allowing clearance without a forceful escape jet. You may see effortless flight, but constant small corrections are doing essential work. Vehicle lights can expose prey and alter reactions, so recorded success rates may not represent darkness. Thrusters also disturb sediment, generating cues that both octopus and prey would not normally encounter. Close encounters, therefore, establish possible actions more securely than typical frequencies. Taxonomy introduces another limitation because Dumbo octopuses comprise multiple species with differing ranges and anatomy. Not every filmed individual can be assigned confidently without diagnostic views or a specimen. General traits of Grimpoteuthis should not erase variation among species, sexes, sizes, and depths. Some records occur thousands of meters down, but depth alone does not define identical conditions worldwide. Oxygen, current, food deposition, substrate, and temperature vary across slopes, plains, trenches, and ridges. The animal may follow chemical traces carried near the bottom, although direct cue experiments are limited. Cirri can create water movement along the arm web, potentially aiding particle or prey handling. Their precise function during natural feeding remains a hypothesis constrained by anatomy and observation. Predator avoidance is similarly difficult to witness in the deep. A sudden disturbance can cue fin acceleration, web contraction, or jetting away from danger. The immediate consequence is separation, but rapid escape consumes energy and may expose the animal in open water. Camouflage through pale, pink, red, or brown coloration may reduce contrast under deep-sea illumination. Color seen beneath white vehicle lamps does not equal appearance in the natural spectrum. No single brief video reveals the complete balance among feeding, resting, and vigilance. Survival near the floor also depends on reproduction without a known seasonal nursery. Females can carry eggs at different developmental stages, suggesting potential spawning across extended periods. Large eggs contain substantial yolk, supporting embryos through slow development in cold water. Females attach individual eggs to hard substrates, such as corals, rocks, or shells. Contact with suitable structure provides the cue. Arms position the egg, and attachment protects development above smothering mud. This strategy distributes offspring across time and space instead of concentrating them in one exposed brood. Direct observations remain sparse, so attachment choices and survival rates are not fully known. Hatchlings are thought to emerge relatively well-developed, prepared for independent benthic life. There is no prolonged parental guarding comparable to that of some shallow-water octopuses. For human exploration, Dumbo octopuses reveal how soft-bodied predators occupy immense deep habitats. Their presence can indicate suitable combinations of prey, substrate, water chemistry, and current. Deep fishing, waste deposition, and seabed disturbance may alter those combinations before baseline populations are measured. Sediment plumes can change visibility, bury hard surfaces, or redistribute small benthic prey. Specific population impacts require evidence rather than assumptions from the animal's apparent fragility. Climate-driven changes in oxygen and food export may eventually reach even remote bottom communities. You cannot assess change confidently without repeated surveys using comparable routes and effort. Octopus, therefore, becomes both a biological subject and a measure of how little the abyss has been sampled. Future evidence should begin with quiet, long-duration observation close to undisturbed seafloor. Low-light cameras could record natural approaches to prey without flooding the scene. Calibrated stereo video would measure fin strokes, speed, height above bottom, and arm web geometry. Environmental sensors could connect each behavior with oxygen, temperature, current, and particle flow. Specimen study remains necessary for species identification, reproductive condition, and detailed anatomy. Researchers should limit collection and preserve depth, location, and image context for every individual. Repeated feeding sequences could identify which cues trigger descent, enclosure, rejection, or swallowing. Tracking a single animal for hours would reveal energy-saving pauses hidden by highlight footage. Egg observations could test substrate choice and establish development time under natural pressure and temperature. Repeated surveys could distinguish genuinely rare animals from animals that observers simply miss. If you return to the hovering figure, the fins no longer look ornamental. They are low-cost control surfaces, holding a soft hunter precisely above scattered opportunities. The web becomes a capture field, the cirri become unresolved tools, and the mud becomes a patchy food map. Pressure is not something the animal resists with armor, but a condition its chemistry continuously accommodates. Cold slows its world, scarcity disciplines its movements, and darkness shifts attention toward nearby cues. Reproduction extends the same economy through large eggs placed individually on protective structure. Many details remain unknown because observation at depth is brief, bright, and geographically narrow. Still, verified anatomy and behavior form a coherent explanation without turning grace into magic. Dumbo Octopus survives near the ocean floor by spending little, sensing locally, and matching every movement to depth.